right, we are back at the man cave. I'm your host, Black Irish. Hope you guys are doing well. Got a video for you today, and it is called From Kendra G. Divorced mom to four, be able to afford the life she lives. Minimum is 150K. Desires an eight-figure man. Oh, I'm drinking today. All right, let's get to the video, shall we?
Sean, you ready?
Me.
Hi,
Hi, are you ready, boo?
I'm ready.
Is your name Sean? Where are you calling me from?
San Antonio, Texas,
San Antonio, Texas. How old are you?
36.
36. What you do for a living?
I'm a consultant and I'm a student.
Consultant and a student.
All right,
Do you have
cool.
any kids?
I have four.
How old are your four? I would never think you would, I would have never thought you have four kids.
I do. My oldest son just graduated high school this week. So,
Okay. How old are your four kids?
my oldest is 18. And then I have a 14-year-old, 13-year-old, and 6 years old.
Are they all by the same man?
No, I was married twice. Three is from my first marriage, and my youngest is from my second marriage.
Okay. And when did you get divorced last?
Mhm.
2019.
Okay, okay. And you're in San Antonio, Texas. What's your zodiac sign?
Gemini, May 26th.
Okay. So we got Shaw, San Antonio, Texas, 36, Gemini. She has mom of four kids by two men. Was married twice, so you were married both of your children's dads.
Yes.
Okay. And she's a consultant and a student.
Yes, I'm in graduate school right now.
Okay, you got beautiful skin. Let's get into this.
Thank
What
you.
kind of man you looking for, honey?
I'm looking for a man who's stable, who's happy, and who is ambitious.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Mm, if he has children and he's never married, the baby mom, that's a deal breaker for me. And if he can't afford to live the life that I can live.
If you can't afford, ooh. So what amount of money would it take to afford the life that you live?
Um, he has to make at least 150K.
Okay. He
For
has to
you,
make at least 150K.
150K for you.
Ooh, Shaw, you know that's big money, Shaw.
Not necessarily.
Woo!
Oh,
Let it
see.
be known.
All right, I'm already 2 minutes and 14 seconds in. I'm already seeing the problem. She lives through the finances of feeling like she made it, and she goes around acting like this means that she made it. So she looks like a type of person that looks down upon other people that don't have money. And mind you, she has kids, and she just sees it as a deal breaker. You having kids, wow, just staggering.
Okay. So, you got to make at least 150K. So, just for clarification, if you made $80,000, don't DM me.
No.
The ladies tonight ain't biting their tongue. They being direct. I don't know. I don't know. Is this something in the water, child? Cause
No, it's just a specific group of women that always seem to talk the same damn way and they have nothing to show for it. Let's be real. Same group of women say the same stuff, and it makes them feel like they made it. Purchasing things makes them feel like they made it. So they think that they're excelling because they're making some paper now. It's ridiculous. And one of the biggest problems that I've seen is the fact that this is what we push out into the world, is saying that this is a normal thing. If a person is making $100,000 a year and you have a man that's making $70,000 a year, that's $170,000 of income going into a home. What's the problem?
the women coming on my show, clear, ain't stuttering,
Women
speaking.
Kendra's
have
boobs looking good.
women have we have woken up. So I think it's important. I think for a long time women have just accepted what they felt like they could get, and many of them could have gotten more had they actually been. It's like back in the day when they said if people knew that they were slaves, a lot more of them could have been freed. Black women have woken up at this point. We know that we can do better than what we've done in our past, and so that's what we're going for.
So,
Hmm.
I'm assuming both of your ex husbands made 150K or more.
Um, No, neither of them did. I married young.
You gotta be fucking. So let me see if I get this straight. You married twice ignorantly. You married two brokies or average dudes. I mean, let's be very friendly. You married two average dudes, gave them kids, and then the next dude, you're expecting to go all out for you. Wow, the ego, the ego.
I married at 19 or 20.
Doesn't matter. You're still an adult.
And we met in college, and neither of us at the time had money. We were young. I had three kids. Well, I became a mom to three kids in 1 year. My oldest son, I adopted him, and then I gave birth to my two biological kids next in line. And so, no, he didn't have a lot of money at the time. Now he does very well for himself. He's older, and I'm
Yeah.
not looking to date someone who's in their young 20s. So I would expect that any man who reaches out to me, he has also done well for himself at this age.
Hate to break it to you, most men don't really get to their full financial potential until they're older, like 40s and 50s. That's when it really kicks in. When you're in college, both people are broke. Except the difference is most other groups of people on the planet know this and they still figure out a way to make it work. Just saying.
Okay. Shaw, this is gonna be said, so I'm gonna let you respond to it. Okay.
Hmm.
I know they're gonna say, you were married to two men, had children by two men who didn't make 150K, and now you're a mom of four. Granted, they're not that young. Your kids are 18, 14, 13, and 6. Now you're a mom of four, and you want the next man to, I guess, in so many ways, make more income than the men you were married to and had children by. So, what's your response to that?
Well, it would be foolish for anyone to have the same standard they had at 18 years old when they're 36. I don't know. That's kind of a nonsensical question for the people who would ask that.
Oh, they're gonna say it.
Is it because you don't like the fact that it shrinkens your pool of men who will take you? No, it's not nonsensical. It makes a lot of sense. You recklessly opened up your vajayjay to two guys who you didn't see as being at their full potential. You then try to go the I'm 19 and 20 when I had my kids, and then I adopted my kids. That was all three were personal choice, but to adopt a child is a privilege and a personal choice you made. No, it's what women say when they don't like the fact that you're calling them out for some shit. You went out of your way to get preggers by these two dudes who didn't have that much money, but you want the next dude who has a multitude of women to choose from to choose a 30-plus-year-old woman whose uterus has already been stretched to all holy heaven.
Absolutely, this is gonna be said. This is why I wanted you to respond to it.
Yeah, it doesn't
So,
make sense. Like, why would I go for this? Why
You're a
would I have the
college
same standards
educated. It should make
when
sense
I'm
to you.
18 as I would have when I'm 36?
See how she keeps going back to that?
I guess that mindset. And that mindset, when I read the comments, and I've been doing the show for 4 years, basically, a man that makes 150K, do you want to get married again?
I would like to.
Okay, so it will be a man that
Jesus.
will
They'll
have to
never
support
learn.
you and your four children, essentially.
Yeah.
So the mindset is, why would a man who makes 150K, you know, potentially marry a woman that has four kids, and her baby daddies or her ex-husband, because you were actually married, they didn't even make that requirement. So why, as a man that I have it, should I align myself with that? That's
Well,
what I see in
two
the comment
things.
section.
I understand two things. One, why would the man compare himself to someone that I chose when I was very young? That doesn't make sense because they're not his competition. And two, why wouldn't that man want me? Why?
I don't know. The two men you married didn't want you. You know, it's so funny how they think that they're so clever. Oh, why would you compare yourself to him? Women compare themselves to women that you like on Instagram all day long. But I'm sure you wouldn't say anything about that. And I'm sure you'd have a problem if your man was liking pictures of other women who have better bodies than you on TikTok. But let's get away from that. The fact of the matter is, you trying to deflect and saying they're trying to compare them. No. What they're doing is calling you out the fact that you are a bad choice of character and you pick randos to be the father of your kids. That's the part you refuse to accept and oblige by. Because you make these choices, but then you try to make it seem like, well, it's not a big deal. That's my past. Okay.
Wouldn't he want me? Look, let me speed this up. This is the let me do
She
the
said,
Kendrick Cam.
let me do the
Jesus.
Kendrick Cam now. Wait, move back a little bit. So, oh, look. She said, why when a man want? Woo!
See what I'm talking about? I told you, she's a definite red flag. She's an egomaniac. She thinks she didn't even bother letting Kendrick G jump to the gun and let her. She wants to show off her body. Like, well, she knows that she's low value. Even if you have that college degree and all that money, you are low value. Your value went down the moment you had kids. That's why I always tell women, stick with the man you picked wisely and choose that man for life, because you got to understand, any man after that is not going to be the man you've always desired in your life. You're going to choose bottom barrel who will actually tolerate taking care of you and Bebe's kids. She jumped the gun to show off her body because that's all she knows that she has left. Her ego and her body, which, don't get me wrong, for her age and all those kids, she did a pretty good job keeping it together. Praise be. But the fact is, you're still low hanging fruit because your finances and your education mean jack squat to a man.
I'm
Okay.
fit. I'm gorgeous. I'm intelligent. I attend Harvard University. I
See?
I'm very successful in my own right,
See?
especially because I have four children. And I'm also not looking for a man who doesn't have children. I would prefer that the man has already been married at least once. It would be great if he has a
She's
small child because my youngest daughter is 6 and she's
See how she said in the beginning, no, I can't be with that, no baby and baby mama, all that stuff. Now all of a sudden she can have a kid. See?
kind of like,
Chameleons.
even though she's not a single child, my oldest son goes off to Howard in the fall. My youngest son is at one of the top junior college preparatory boarding schools in America, so he doesn't live with me. My
See? All she has is accolades. People that lead like this have pathetic lives. They live through what they've accomplished, and they tell people all day long because it makes them feel better to tell. My son is an honor student at bullshit academy. I'm telling you, this is how these people think. You don't want someone like this because that's all they're going to think about. And they think that they're better than everyone else because of that. Otherwise, you just go to school and graduate and get the career you always wanted, not to let people know how where you go to.
my other daughter, she's going to be headed off soon. So it's really just my baby girl who's with me. I would love if I could meet a man who also has a small child that I can be a mother to as well.
I was gonna ask that question. So there's not an
Can't lie,
expectation
Kendra
that
G's
this
boobs
man
look
has
good.
to financially provide for your children.
I
I
provide
gotta
for
get
my
that for my
children.
wife.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, if you got married, will there be a is there expectation for him to financially provide for your children in any way?
There would be an expectation for him to provide for the household as I also provide for my household.
Okay. You got some paid questions, girl. You know you got some paid questions, girl. You
Let's
want
get
them?
it going.
Now, for just move a little bit. You're so close to the middle. Go. There we go. Perfect.
Okay,
All
sorry.
right. Get it done. Said Kendra. Ask her what her requirements would have been hadn't she married twice with 4 kids.
Mm.
I would have looked for a man who didn't have children, and probably who had not married yet. I think for me, this is just my opinion. I believe that people who don't have children already and people who have never been married, they should mate together, so that you can have a lot of those first experiences with someone else who's also going, having those first experiences. But I've been there, done that. I've been married twice. I have my children. I don't want any more biological children, so I prefer a man who's looking for a ready-made family. I would like for him to already have a family so that we can come together and make shit shake.
Woo! Make this shake.
All right. Well, besides all the other nonsense she said, that does make sense. I think people that have children should get with people with children. I think a guy that doesn't have children is wasting his damn time. I know we don't like talking about that, but the honest truth is men who don't have kids should be going out with women who don't have kids and starting their future together, not piggybacking off another one. I hate the term stepping up because the only way that definition works, stepping up only works for the actual father who you created your children with.
All right. Ma said 150K. So if that's what she's asking for, I ain't mad at it. So she's on your side. And then Lord of Leon said, with that in mind, fellas, never settle. These women raise their standards, raise yours. And settling for us looks different for women. Shout out to Kendra, you look amazing. Thank you, Lord of Leon. Okay. Um,
I
Esther
mean,
said,
when, first of all, that doesn't make sense. Men have never settled.
why do
Men,
you say that?
men, they don't settle. They go for, and this is the problem, because there could be a man who didn't deserve an awesome, I'm not going to curse, an awesome woman, and but that awesome woman gives him a chance, and now he feels like, oh well, these are the type of women that I can get because I've gotten one of these, and they just shoot higher and higher and higher.
You mean like divestors? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut off that way.
Men, especially black men, they're born with audacity. And so I'm not really sure where this whole narrative comes from that men have been settling in the past and now they need to raise their standards. Your standards have already been higher than what you've even, deserved all this time. So humble yourself, King.
Oh man, see, red flags all over. She's got an ego. She lives on her accolades. She talks about all her accomplishments, allegedly, and she thinks that she's a 10. So men don't settle. So there should be a lot of single mothers out there that don't have any stepfathers then. Because from when I was growing up, back in the day when, women actually respected the men for being stepfathers, that was the thing. So that's a load of crap. When a man takes on the responsibility of a woman who's been used up and her bastard kids, guess what? He is lowering his standards. He doesn't have kids and you have kids, he's lowering his standards. If he's making 100K a year, and just because your girlfriends tell you you're a 10, the only people that can say what your average level of attraction is a man. Your girls will always lie to you and tell you because they're not afraid to tell you. A man will show you. If he wants to sleep with you, you're good enough to at least lay with. But if you're someone he wants to put a ring on, you just earn the rank of what he gave you. Plain and simple. This whole thing of men settle way more than women do because there's way more women out here who are damaged goods, who make bad decisions, and because men don't have any other avenues, they settle for what they can get. Boop.
Ah, humble yourself, King. Um, Esther said, "Hi Kendra, I watch your show all the time, love it. I wonder, do these women know the type of job or the amount of person has to make per hour in order to make 100K?" So I hear this a lot. They want to know. I mean, you said you went to Harvard. Are you going to Harvard?
I'm a Harvard graduate student right now.
Okay, you're a Harvard graduate student. So I'm assuming you know of men in these salary ranges. Yeah. I think the question is, and this is a question a lot, they want to know, do women think of men who actually, or do they even know the professions of men that make 100K or
They
more?
don't.
If you
Not
went to
all of them.
Harvard, my assumption is you know plenty.
Most people date within their social circle. So if you have to really try to find, if it's really difficult for you to find a man who makes over six figures, you change your circle. Same thing for me. Like I don't have a lot of men
Careful.
that I'm around right now who are just, seven figure, or eight figure men. I want to elevate my circle. So as far as 150K is really low for the men that I'm around. And so yeah, it's not difficult to find those men for me.
So, okay, so the men that you're around, you don't want to.
So why are you single? You see what I'm talking about? They can't help but talk about and gloat how much they got this, that, and the third. But the thing is, in the end, my question is, why are you still single? This is why I tell you they stay failing because they'll keep talking and acting as if they got it all. But I'm like, then the question is, why are you still single, honey?
Date any of them?
Oh no, I'm open to it. I just my last relationship was in December. And
Okay.
so I'm in therapy. I'm still in therapy, and I'm probably gonna be in therapy for the next 5 years. It's really good, to just be able to talk things out, and not give so much not put so much of your baggage on your friends and your families.
No, it's
And so
baggage.
now I said during the summertime I'm going to get back out there and I'm going to start dating again. So this is what I'm doing.
Okay, and I'm listening intently. So, although you're around the six-figure man, you said that you want to elevate, so you really want a man in the seven, eight-figure range.
Yes, because I'm going to be there.
Woo, don't play with Star, honey. Child,
Don't
you
play with her.
already know these
She, I mean it.
six-figure men
Don't
got
do it.
tangent. Y'all tonight, I'm confused in my own damn ways. Oh,
I'm gonna let it go here. I'm gonna leave the link there in the description box. These type of women you want to stay as far away from as possible. All they see is what they've accomplished. What type of lifestyle do you need to make to feel like you made it? Most billionaires, trillionaires, have you ever noticed they kind of look bummy? Because they don't spend all this crazy money on stupid stuff. Investments is where they put their money at. People that feel like they made it will spend their money on dumb things and buy expenses, expensive cars, these ginormous houses, and still struggling. Because just like my mother became a doctor. She was in a Memorial Sloan Kettering. She went there and she started increasing her expenses. I told her, Mom, just keep your money down to a minimum and just keep living in it. No, but she wanted to buy all this stuff. And then she's paying off debt. Now, she can afford to pay off the debt, but the fact is you're spending a longer period of time paying off debt because you're buying all these things. The fact is, okay, congratulations, you made it, but you don't need to spend all this money like you made it. You can make it without having to show off as if you made it. That's the problem with people like this. They go out here, they want to make all this money. 150K and 70K together. What life could you not have with that money? No, you just got to make more than me because that's where I'm going to be at. These are egomaniacs. It's people that never had power, now feel like they have power, and now they want to move up in the world and like, I can't downgrade myself. It's like getting a television. You know, when you're younger, you get the little boob tube, 12-inch, then it's a 13-inch, 20-inch, 50-inch, 70-inch. You don't ever go further down because it's difficult. But this is like you two are two people coming together, and you're thinking that some person that makes that much money is going to basically downgrade themselves for someone like you. That is the delusion of these type of women, and you know the type of woman I'm speaking about because every time you come in these shows, it's the same style of women talking about I need to excel instead of working together with my partner. I'm making 175, but he's still got to make more than me. Why? If you're already making all that money? Well, reasons. They don't ever give you a good reason, but we know the reason why. It's just insane. But anyway, I'm going to leave the link in the description box. I'm going to let you go because this one went way too long. And like always, the man cave is closed today.